This video is designed to help you start a metal fabrication business. At the end of the video, you'll find a valuable gift. It's a metal fabrication business plan that you can download, and will lay down for you, step by step, everything you need to know to start a successful metal fabrication business of your own. If you are new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. The preliminary steps involved in starting a metal fabrication business are similar to other business startups. You can proceed using the following steps. 1. Business plan. It is impossible for your metal fabrication unit to succeed without a business plan. Accuracy and eye for detailing are the two main requisites for an effective business plan. 2. Competition. Prior to launching a sheet fabrication business, you need to evaluate the competition in your area. You can search online directories to get information about metal fabricators in your area. This will help you understand the competition, the strengths and weaknesses of your competitors, and allow you to decide how you can position a new business against established firms. 3. Learn from others. It is beneficial to learn the trade from people in your business. You can talk to some fabricators who serve outside your community or locality. You can approach them as a customer to understand their approach towards your requirement. 4. Customers. As you know, metal fabrication is a broad segment in itself. The scope of your setup depends on the size of your space and equipment capacity. Many established and large metal fabricators can handle more than 100,000 steel sheets in a month or so. However, that may not be easy for you in the initial years. So, you need to decide whether you want to cater to commercial or household clients, or wish to serve both together. Fabrication shop. To ensure that fabricators have the knowledge to start out on their own, here are the steps to set up a fabrication shop. However, we are not focusing on financial investment in this video. 1. Decide on your fabrication services. There are a variety of services that come under fabrication. These include welding, cutting, grinding, shaping, repair, or renovation. The kind of tools you require will depend on the type of work you will take on. So look at your strengths, and get the equipment for those fabrication services. 2. Find a suitable location. It goes without saying that you need a place to work. After assessing your services, look for a location that will be large enough to fit your tools, and give you space to move around. Ensure that there is enough ventilation. If you are doing a lot of welding and grinding work, you will need to ensure that the fumes will be expelled from the shop. 3. Get the tools. Depending on the services you will provide, you can buy different types of equipment. Since we are talking about fabrication shop startups, given below is the basic list of tools and equipment you will need. Anvil, clamps, welding machine, measuring device, heavy welding gloves, light working gloves, table with a metal surface, soapstone for marking metal, welding helmet with dark shade, grinder for cleaning up the metal, ball peen hammer, or any metal working hammer, a level to ensure that your metal is straight and flat, soft sandpaper pads, and cut-off wheels for the grinder. Capital. If you're serious about starting a business, you need to either have the money already, or a way to secure it quickly. The amount of funding for your new metal fabrication business will depend on the type of services you'll present to consumers. Whatever the business's direction, you'll still want to look for small business loans to fund it properly, if you didn't save up money for this startup. Small business loans aren't the only way. You can also look for investors and different lending solutions. Talent acquisition. Technical schools are quite welcoming to the idea of partnering up with real shops that can provide their students with the experience, and even career, that they need to pursue their passion. You'll find a dense abundance of people who are already interested in welding, fabricating, and other metal-related activities. Aside from that, instead of hiring a whole team of experienced fabricators, you can take on a few young and rising talents to help them understand the basics, in addition to offering them jobs after you're done training them if they do well. Certifications. Before you can open your metal fabrication shop, there are some certifications that you should have by now. You want to make sure that you're a certified welder, and if not, you can receive some adequate training from the Fabricators and Manufacturers Association. This won't only help you get certified, but also allow you to become a better metal fabricator, who can tackle problems with the newest solutions. Once you're sure you've nailed down the metal fabrication aspect, it's time to learn as much as you can about running a business. You can either do it online by applying for a course, or by having a business-oriented partner to help you out. The variety offered by metal fabrication businesses brings a lot to the table when it comes to matching market supply and demand. Since metal fabrication isn't the usual run-of-the-mill kind of business that anyone with capital can start, it requires a thorough understanding of both the fundamentals of metal fabrication and business strategies. The next part of the video is not specific to a metal fabrication business. Nevertheless, this knowledge is essential for success in the metal fabrication business, as well as in any other business. Ignore it at your own peril. Operating a successful metal fabrication business will depend on the following 4 conventions. 1. A practical plan, with a solid foundation. 2. Dedication and willingness to sacrifice, to reach your goal. 3. Technical skills. 4. Basic knowledge of management, finance, record keeping and market analysis. As a new owner, you will need to master these skills and techniques if your business is to be successful. Finding a niche. Small businesses range in size from a manufacturer, with many employees, and millions of dollars in equipment, to the lone window washer, with a bucket and a sponge. Obviously, the knowledge and skills, required for these 2 extremes, are far apart, but for success they have one thing in common. Each has found a business niche, and is filling it. The most critical problems you will face, in your early planning, will be to find your niche, and determine the feasibility of your idea. Get into the right business at the right time, is very good advice, but following that advice may be difficult. Many entrepreneurs plunge into a business venture, so blinded by the dream, that they fail to thoroughly evaluate its potential. Is your business idea feasible? Before you invest time, effort, and money, the following exercise will help you separate sound ideas from those bearing a high potential for failure. Identify and briefly describe the business you plan to start. Identify the product or service you plan to sell. Answering yes to any of the following 3 questions means you are on the right track. A negative answer to all of them means the road ahead could be rough. 1. Does your product or service satisfy an unfilled need? 2. Will your product or service serve an existing market in which demand exceeds supply? 3. Will your product or service be competitive, based on its quality, selection, price, or location? Market analysis. For a small business to be successful, the owner must know the market. To learn the market, you must analyze it, a process that takes time and effort. You don't have to be a trained statistician to analyze the marketplace, nor does the analysis have to be costly. Analyzing the market is a way to gather facts about potential customers, and to determine the demand for your product or service. The more information you gather, the greater your chances of capturing a segment of the market. Know the market before investing your time and money in any business venture. The following questions will help you collect the information necessary to analyze your market, and determine if your product or service will sell. This brief exercise will give you a good idea of the kind of market planning you need to do. An answer of no to any of the questions indicates a weakness in your plan, so do your research until you can answer each question with a yes. 1. Do you know who your customers will be? 2. Do you understand their needs and desires? 3. Do you know where they live? 4. Will you be offering the kind of products or services that they will buy? 5. Will your prices be competitive in quality and value? 6. Will your promotional program be effective? 7. Do you understand how your business compares with your competitors? 8. Will your business be conveniently located for the people you plan to serve? 9. Will there be adequate parking facilities for the people you plan to serve? Planning your startup. The following questions are grouped according to function. They are designed to help you prepare for opening day. Merchandise. Have you decided what items you will sell or produce, or what services you will provide? Have you made a merchandise plan, based upon estimated sales, to determine the amount of inventory you will need to control purchases? Have you found reliable suppliers, who will assist you in the startup? Have you compared the prices, quality, and credit terms of suppliers? Business records. Are you prepared to maintain complete records of sales, income and expenses, accounts payable, and receivables? Have you determined how to handle payroll records, tax reports, and payments? Do you know what financial reports should be prepared, and how to prepare them? Finances. A large number of small businesses fail each year. There are a number of reasons for these failures, but one of the main reasons is insufficient funds. Too many entrepreneurs try to start and operate a business without sufficient capital, money. To avoid this dilemma, you can review your situation by analyzing the following 3 questions. 1. How much money do you have? 2. How much money will you need to start your business? 3. How much money will you need to stay in business? In order to answer the second question, how much money will you need to start your business? You need to prepare an estimate of all your startup costs. Here's a list of items you may need to take into account. Note that this list is for a retail business. Items will vary for service, construction, manufacturing or online firms. Decorating and remodeling, fixtures and equipment, installing fixtures and equipment, services and supplies, beginning inventory cost, legal, professional fees, licenses and permits, telephone utility deposits, insurance, signs, advertising for opening, unanticipated expenses. Now, the answer to the third question, how much money will you need to stay in business? Must be divided into two parts, immediate costs, and future costs. From the moment the door to your new business opens, a certain amount of income may come in. However, this income should not be projected in your operating expenses. You will need enough money available to cover costs for at least the first 3 months of operation. The following list will help you project your operating expenses on a monthly basis. Typical expenses for 1 month may include your living costs, employee wages, rent, advertising, supplies, utilities, insurance, taxes, maintenance, delivery, transportation, miscellaneous. Now sum up the total estimated monthly expenses and multiply it by 3. This is the amount of cash you will need to cover operating expenses for 3 months. Deposit this amount in a savings account before opening your business. Use it only for those purposes listed in the above list, because this money will ensure that you will be able to continue in business during the crucial early stages. By adding the total startup costs to the total expenses for 3 months, you can learn what the estimated costs will be to start and operate your business for 3 months. By subtracting the totals of the lists from the cash available, you can determine the amount of additional financing you may need, if any. Now you will need to estimate your operating expenses for the first year after startup. The first step in determining your annual expenses is to estimate your sales volume, month by month. Next, determine the cost of sales. You may want to use a spreadsheet to do this. After startup, the primary source of revenue in your business will be from sales, but your sales will vary from month to month because of seasonal patterns and other factors. It is important to determine if your monthly sales will produce enough income to pay each month's bills. An estimated cash flow projection will show if the monthly cash balance is going to be subject to such factors as the following: failure to recognize seasonal trends, excessive cash taken from the business for living expenses, too rapid expansion, and slow collection of accounts if credit is extended to customers. Conclusion: if you have carefully answered all the questions in this video, you have seriously thought about your goal. However, there may be some things you may feel you need to know more about. Owning and running a metal fabrication business is a continuous learning process. Research your idea, and do as much as you can yourself, but don't hesitate to seek help from people who can tell you what you need to know. As we conclude this video, it's time you get your free metal fabrication business plan gift. Go to the description below this video to get it now. It is completely free, no strings attached. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this.